It's time for the show from men and women who all identify as assholes. Major assholes. If it's good, they make it bad. And if it's bad, they make it even worse. Holy shit, how's that possible? So toss her a towel, call that Uber. It's time to pull out and run.
That's right, it's Monday, back over here at Pull Out and Run. I'm your host, CJ. To the left, Miss or Obana Doom. I know there was something else you were doing.
Mistress Doom.
Mistress Doom to the right. We got James over here. And floating in the hair ether, Beard.
The ether.
Sup. The Beardther. Beard, I passed a place the other day called Beard's Automotive, and I thought of you.
Aw.
Yeah, I have stuff everywhere.
I know, but you're a sound guy. Not a mechanic. All right, let's do this.
Dabble into that. Quick.
Hang on. I'd just like to point out that my fantasy team is just getting his teeth kicked in this year. My number one draft pick has been killing it all year, but my number 2, 3, and 4 draft picks have been injured since week 1 happened. So my team has just been shattered by injury, and none of them come back. They're all on my bench. So these guys I picked up last night while I was at work are already giving me 20 points. I'm so pissed because I'm already 2 and 6. So it doesn't even matter.
I have a tie.
I feel like the Confederates waiting for their reinforcements to come in, and when the reinforcements come in, like you're already signing the surrender papers.
Yeah. God, it's reverse Juneteenth. All right, moving along.
Look at that inactive.
Light 'em up! If you're looking for them to talk nice about your favorite celebrity or movie or TV show, this is not for you. This is Hollywood Should Burn on Pull Out and Run.
Well, I guess we had the headphones out for that one right there. Or the microphone's still on. Excuse me. So what the hell are we talking about?
Black Adam.
Okay.
Woo!
All right. I'm going to start by saying I'm going to need to watch this twice because I watched Thor Love and Thunder twice, and I liked it the first time, and I don't like it the second time. But Black Adam, aside from a mess story, the action was amazing.
I was going to say, the story was a little
Meh.
confusing.
It was cliche. It was meh. I'm very disappointed they didn't expand on Naboo in the helmet of Dr. Fate, but they did mention the orders of light and all that. So that's good. A big F to the kid.
Hang on. Let's stop there and extrapolate upon that point because I thought Pierce Brosnan was amazing.
Oh, he was amazing. He was amazing. I just wish they had more lore for him.
No, it makes sense because they're soft restoring the Snyderverse. And the Snyderverse had all characters that had already run their run. Like when we meet Batman, Robin's dead. We meet Batman.
You're right.
He's been doing it for 20 years. He says to Alfred.
Was it Tim Drake that Snyder said he killed?
No.
Or was it Jason?
Nightwing.
It was not. Oh, Dick Grayson.
It was Dick Grayson. People were very upset when Snyder said that. He was like, yeah, in our world, Dick Grayson's dead. But the thing was, his 5-movie plan. You know, he released his storyboards and scripts.
Oh, yeah. Market. Yeah, I already know the end for his Justice.
Well, no, you don't understand. He was supposed to finish his Justice League, and then they were going to hand the baton off to a new director. The Flash film was actually part of the Snyderverse.
Yes.
And it was supposed to reset everything and take them back to young versions. They were going to recast everybody. And then Nightwing would be alive because it's going to reset with the Flash's.
Honestly, anything involving oh god, I just brain.
Which would have been a brilliant plan, though.
Anything involving Darkseid, for the most part, DC is want to just all right. Everybody's almost dead, but we have a chance to just redo the universe.
Yeah, I know that's
kind of their go-to, unfortunately.
Well, people don't understand that Darkseid's not a person.
No, well, he's a new god.
He's not a god either. He's worse. Darkseid's actually a being from another dimension.
No, he's part of No.
He has an avatar. And he has avatars in every universe. But he exists in a universe that you can't get to. He's from another dimension. This is clearly explained in the comics. So you can beat his avatar all you want. You can kill his avatar even. But you ain't getting him.
That must be a different storyline that I've read, because
you could Google it right now.
Man.
So Black Adam.
Anyway, let's go back to Black Adam. Sorry.
Black Adam was
Man
cool because
the day.
I actually stayed awake for the whole movie, which is very impressive, if I do say so myself.
I did like how he just murdered people.
Also, the whole movie, I kept looking over at James and being like, man, I'm so proud of The Rock. Look how far he's come from being this goofy. He used to rap for wrestling.
Well, hang on.
and
See,
now-
no, that's Cena you're thinking
Oh,
about.
sorry.
Yeah.
But no, man has seen The Rock come out for the first, because I've been watching Peacock and the wrestling stuff. I picked up wrestling in '96. Well, when The Rock first came out for the very first time, I was like,
Rocky
"Babe, come
Maivia?
here, look.
I was like, he's
Rocky
so
Maivia,
squishy.
yeah. He was a little, yeah. And she was
He's
like,
so
why is he so
squishy.
fluffy? And I'm like, he's 20. Like,
Got a little.
he hasn't packed on the old man muscle yet.
No, nowhere near.
This is why my fat, almost said it. Wait, can we say ass?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, this is why my fat ass goes to the gym. And I'm like, people stare at me when I'm at the gym because I'm lifting like the max on every machine, but I'm clearly out of shape. But it's because I have 20 years of muscle building when I was training and running and working out and playing
I mean,
sports.
there is something to say
that
about
doesn't go
this.
away that fast.
It
you know what I'm
really
saying?
doesn't, because I'm even at, I don't get to the gym as much as I want to.
Yeah.
But even at work when I'm lifting something heavy, it's
Yeah.
like people are like, "Oh, it's like yeah." I mean, there's
They're
something
like, what,
still
what
in
the
there.
hell? I was like, yeah, well, yeah, I used to,
Yeah.
and that's why you meet a lot of these fat, old 45-year-old guys that reminisce about football, and they still have the strength
I mean,
to
don't get me
take up
wrong,
the
I only
grill
do-
over their head.
I
and
can only
stuff,
do
you
that
know?
about 4 or 5 times.
Yeah.
You know, yeah.
Yeah,
But yeah,
I'm
so it was
not
funny
strong. Whenever
because-
I'm carrying something heavy and people are like, whoa, I'm like, what? I work out.
You are very strong, actually.
But
I'm very impressed.
what I did like about Black Adam is how they, I mean,
Fluffy Rock.
Fluffy Rock.
Hey, Beard, Google Rocky Maivia. Maiva and like 98 or something like that.
No, that's when he
Or
became The Rock.
97.
I would
Was
do
96,
96,
97?
96.
I was like somewhere around there.
Because I started 96.
He debuted and had like a couple matches and then was gone for a minute and then came back.
Well, he had like a leg injury,
Yeah.
a legit one.
Wait, who?
The Rock.
Rocky Maivia
His original debut was Rocky Maivia.
or Maivia.
In
I don't
WWE.
know.
And man is right. He was fluffy.
He was
Even though-
squishy. He was not fluffy.
Even
he
though,
just had
like,
a little
oh,
squish.
look at Young Rock.
Had all
He's
those
got a little
tassels,
The
some
tassels.
Jera curl going on.
No, you need a full body pick though, because he does not look like The Rock yet.
Look at how he's just round. I mean, he's got muscle like crazy.
scrolling,
but
keep
he's
scrolling.
just
Let's see.
round.
Keep
Look,
scrolling.
there he is.
But you can tell he's a wrestler who works out on the road.
Okay, click on that picture right there where you see him by the ring. Yeah, your mouse is almost on it right there. Click
Right
on that.
there.
See that? He's not The Rock in that.
Doesn't even have the tattoo, the Brahma
He
Bull.
looks like me when I was in shape. He's not, fluffed out and stuff. See, even that action figure kind of shows you what his body looked like then. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then compared to now where he's just like,
Bruh.
he's got like if he curls, he's got Joe Rogan right here in his arm.
I'll tell you what, though, in that movie, I was impressed how they did like when he didn't have his
Yeah, that's a good one
powers,
right
when he
there.
was all small, and they still kind of made his head look all right on that body.
They did a good job.
They did,
bro.
they did a good job
I'm
on
gonna
that.
tell you something right now. I only went to watch the special effects and because I love The Rock.
And they nailed it.
I intended for this to be the last DC movie I ever watch. Because I'm pissed. I'm a cable guy. I'm a Batfleck. I love Gal Gadot. I love Ezra Miller as Flash, the person garbage, but
Yeah.
as Flash. And who doesn't like Jason Momoa? And his Aquaman's great. So, like, for me, I'm like, nah, man, if you're going to do this BS, bring in Michael Keaton, here comes some rando to play Batgirl, and she's going to be the new Batman. I mean, get out of here. I don't want any of that crap. So I went in not caring, pleasantly surprised at the Snydery tone throughout the film.
Yeah, that's why I said
Yeah.
it felt like a soft
so
reboot.
the very
Yeah, a soft
the very
Snyderverse
first scene, basically, spoilers, when they kill that
Mhm.
slave,
Yeah.
and I was like, who directed this? I was like,
Yeah, who
this
directed
give me
it?
300 vibes
Yeah,
right,
right?
now.
Well, they put a lot of slow-mo in the fight scenes, too.
Yeah.
They really did, but they
But what I was
needed
going to
that
say
though for his
was, because you
character.
brought up the face on the body, what I was going to say was I was very impressed with the special effects.
Yeah.
They did great. I'm doing special effects right now for TTP that I think are coming out pretty good.
I mean, they
did great.
They did a great job of making Dr. Fate not seem like a Doctor Strange clone. They made Dr. Fate really Dr.
Yeah.
Fate.
No, he
And
was, yeah.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
so good. Hawkman, perfect.
I think Hawkman stole the show, man.
I really thought Hawkman was going to die because
Talk about a
that's
character
Carter's
that I have
MO.
minimal
Right.
interest in. Minimal interest. Yeah, Hawkgirl's always the one that you
Well,
see
they-
because Hawkman's always dying.
Well, they both always
Yeah,
die.
they both always die.
Yeah,
Like,
they're the same
I
as Vandal
obviously
Savage.
have not read the comics and stuff, but I've watched a lot of the shows, and I was
Well,
expecting
you watched Young
Dr. Fate
Justice,
to be
so-
crazier.
Well, that's
You know?
that's because they didn't introduce Naboo.
He
the,
does
the
have-
power inside the helmet.
Yeah, you didn't get to hear what's going on in the helmet.
Yeah.
Yeah. But there's multiple people that have been Dr. Fate in the comics, and he's one of the originals.
Now, that they're probably going to cancel it, but the newest iteration of Young Justice, they have like 4 people now taking turns as Dr. Fate throughout the month. Well, each one gets a week so everybody can live their normal lives. You're talking like Santana.
Right.
Zartana.
Well,
That's
that's
her
because-
name. Thank you. When we were watching it, I could not remember who the girl one was.
Oh.
No, that's Cyclone.
That's
That's
Cyclone,
not
yeah.
Zatanna. Zatanna's the magician.
Yeah.
I know, but I thought at one point she puts the helmet on.
No,
Santana,
Hawkman
yeah.
did.
No, I'm not talking about the movie. I'm talking about
Oh.
in general. At one point, she is Dr. Fate.
Yeah,
Oh,
and-
Zatanna?
and-
Yeah.
and the Young Justice show, yeah,
Okay.
she most definitely
Sorry, I got
is.
confused for a second. I haven't seen some of the shows, so I'm
and
like,
I didn't realize Cyclone was the daughter of Red Tornado. So that scientist
Really?
she was
What?
yeah. So that scientist she was alluding to was the guy who created like the physical Red Tornado and the robot Red Tornado.
oh wow.
So it's like, oh man, we got a lot of crap going on over here.
They really did go out of their way, and you know what the fun speculation is. And one more point I have to make about the new guy Zaslev or whatever, the president. Actually, I'll do that first, and then I'll come back to that. But basically, he came out and said, "Look, we like the Trinity. DC's nothing without Superman." He was straight up like, "We're not going." And they asked him to his face. They were like, "Which Justice League is canon? Which Justice League are you going off of?" And you know what he said? Both.
Both.
He said they're both canon. And they were like, and the reporter was like, "Excuse me?" He's like, "Yeah, they're both canon." And they were like, "Which one are you going off?" And he was like, "Both."
Yeah,
And he
all
was
right.
like, "You'll understand in our 10-year plan." And he outlaid a 10-year plan, which to me, the most exciting part was they said that they wanted to help Wonder Woman the most. So Wonder Woman 3 is going to be called Wonder Woman Trinity. And it's about Wonder Woman, Batman, and Superman. They team up for a movie.
Really? I've
Yes.
not read that.
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
God.
And it's Batfleck, Cable, and Godot.
Cavill. You said Cable.
I thought it was Cable.
I thought you said Cable.
I've always
like
heard Henry Cavill.
Cavill. I don't know.
Cable.
I don't know.
Pretty sure it's Cable.
Cavill.
Not Geralt.
That's sad.
But I'll take.
I like
Superman
how
over
life
it.
is like, here's your Superman back, and then the monkey's paw finger
Yeah,
curls.
yeah,
and then
yeah,
Geralt gets
yeah.
wiped out by Thanos.
But your Geralt is gone.
But your Geralt is gone.
I mean,
Ooh.
I'll take it.
Does it come with free toppings? The toppings are also cursed.
The toppings contain sodium carboxamides or whatever. That's bad.
That's bad. Oh, that's good.
I mean, I gave the movie a B overall just because of this overall cliche storyline and the kid who is running through a hallway
That kid's
and,
annoying.
and skateboards for 5 feet and walks down the stairs, skateboards for 3 more feet, walks down the stairs again.
That's what they do over there, though.
Really?
Yeah.
I was wondering if that was a kid.
Well, you
thing.
have to understand, this is like a Middle Eastern type country, Kandak.
Uh,
And over there, like, dude, if you skate down the stairs like that, you might get stoned to death.
yeah. Hey,
They don't
Beard,
play with that,
Beard,
man.
did you hear some of the horrible ADR in that movie?
Yeah, oh, man.
Black Adam.
Yes.
Yeah,
There was
yeah,
some bad
I know.
ADR. Like when the kid's giving the speech.
Sometimes there's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah, it's like I
Yeah.
figured the guy was like, "This is the last one. F it. This is
Well, now that I know you like the kid as much as I do, you know what the rumor is?
producer's son."
No, he's going to end up with the helmet.
Oh.
No.
Yes.
No.
Because in the comics, there was a young, like, Arabic type kid or something. That's what I was reading that had the title of Dr. Fate for a while. It was like a newer comic run.
Yeah, it was. I actually read that in the Dark Justice storyline that came out about
Yeah.
4 years ago.
Well, 'cause
there
there-
is a new kid who has the helmet.
Because if you think about it, this kid's like, what, 14, 15, 16 kind of, he looks like?
I guess
Maybe somewhere around there.
I don't know, old enough for
So
a
if they don't
recast.
revisit Dr. Fate for 4 or 5 years, then suddenly he's an adult. You know what I'm saying? He comes back with the helmet. You'd be like, oh yeah, that kid from Black Adam, nobody liked.
They just need to go through James Bonds now. I want who was the last James Bond?
It's not gonna be Cable now.
No, who's the last James Bond?
Daniel Craig.
Daniel
Yeah.
Craig. He needs to be Dr. Fate now.
Oh, that would be so
Speaking
good.
of James Bonds and Dr.
You're just
Fate,
bonding everybody. Get
We
out
already
of
started
I
with
just-
Pierce Brosnan. Let's go.
I
What
just
about
finished
Sean
watching
Connery?
The Sun, which is Pierce Brosnan as like a South Texan oil tycoon, and it was fabulous.
Do what now?
Oh, that's the
Pierce
whole drill
Brosnan was
thing
in a
with the oil
show
I
called
seen,
The
yeah.
Sun. Yeah, that thing I was
Okay.
just finished watching.
Yeah.
It's cool. He was raised with the Comanches, and he just murders everybody. It's wild.
It seems the British actually do
Check
really
that
good
one out.
Southern accents.
He really does too.
Yeah.
The cool thing about Black Adam to me is that The Rock has been trying to make this movie for 10 years.
And he did it.
And the entire time he was like, I want Black Adam to fight Henry Cable. Period. It's my guy. It's my Black Adam and Henry Cavill Superman. That's it. I don't want to hear anything else. And for 10 years, they were like, nope. And then even the last couple years, they're like, nope, because the leadership at them,
Calm. Take a breath.
We're gonna have to wrap this one up soon. Go on.
I'm sorry, but if you guys watched Justice League, like I had tears like half that movie.
You mean the Snyder Cut?
That's the only Justice League I acknowledge. Of course, the Snyder Cut.
Yeah.
How in the hell a studio sat and watched that movie and was like, we can't put this out is beyond me.
What really, aside from the action scenes, but really
Do you think they even sat down and watched them side to side? And they had to have.
They had.
And then they actively picked the Whedon League.
But I was just about to get to that point. Maybe not the Whedon League part, but the horrible final villain at the end. At least it had a cool death where Black Adam rips him from the head down to the crotch in half. I was like,
that's pretty crunk.
Yes,
Yeah, that's pretty crunk.
like, yeah, that's some Snyder crap right there. That was good.
I mean, the Justice Society of America put up a pretty good fight against Black Adam himself.
They did. I was impressed with Adam Smasher too.
Yeah.
For a rookie, he was
Can we
good.
talk about that for a second? I'm gonna tell you right now.
As long as he gets a fight to the death.
I appreciate the way that they did Adam Smasher way more than Ant-Man. And now everybody knows I hate Ant-Man's character in the MCU, but I'm talking about the effect. When Adam Smasher grows big, he just grows big, and it looks smooth.
Yeah.
Every time Ant-Man does it, it's that weird like. You know
Well,
what I'm
that's
saying?
because they have the PIM particles, so everything has to fluctuate like that.
It just looks like crap to me.
But then again, you were actually excited about the Ant-Man 3 trailer.
It's the best looking trailer I've seen out of all the stupid Phase 4 Marvel crap. I haven't even watched half of it because I'm at the end of my rope of Marvel too. There's just too much of this whole everyone that doesn't like everything we do is an incel vibe that I'm just like, man, F you people.
Like I told you, I have changed my tune about Love and Thunder. That was a
Terrible.
hard rewatch.
I'll rewatch it.
Very
again.
hard.
I want to rewatch
The Eternals.
I never want to see that
The
again.
Eternals very good on a rewatch.
I thought the Eternals was better on rewatch too.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I also somewhat enjoyed it in theater.
It's somewhat
I liked it
as
for
well.
what it was. You know what it was to me? It was like
It was a fresh start.
It was like if you'd already seen the Lord of the Rings trilogy and you got to Endgame and you watched Endgame, and then after that you watched the Silmarillion movie, if they were to make one. That's what it seemed like to me. Because the Eternals came in and filled in all the history gaps just like the Silmarillion movie.
You need to watch.
I liked watching
Nerd talk.
the Eternals in the theater because when we tried to watch it in 3D, they couldn't figure it out. So they gave us tickets to watch the hearing impaired version. So there were subtitles, and I love
she was
subtitles.
very happy about it. I was mad. I'm like, I paid for 3D. I want 3D. And she was just like, captions.
Subtitles, yeah.
I can read words.
She's kind of got me on the caption thing now. There are times where I'm like, wow, I didn't know that's what the actor said.
Yeah.
Colin Farrell movie.
Game of Thrones, House of Dragon, the Rings of Power. You need captions, at least for the names alone.
Jeez.
Let's move it along.
They do
We
have,
have really bad. We have
they do
ranked
have
this concept.
Titles like death metal bands.
That's
Ladies and gentlemen, you know the rules. The fight is over when one of you stops breathing. Fight! Fight! Fight!
Glad to fight cheap and dirty.
Let's get it on!
All right, I'm finding my stuff right
While
here.
you're doing that, I'm going to explain real quick before Mana protests the
All right.
caveat. So, the last fight to the death we did was supposed to be this fight matchup. And I listened to it when I was uploading the episode. It was from last Friday or whatever. And I gave the matchup, and everyone was screaming about, no, we've already done this, we've already done this, we've already done this. And I went back and looked, and no, we hadn't.
Which one was it?
So we ended up skipping over it.
no. You looked. I thought you looked back and we had done it at the.
We thought we had done it based on the information in the thread, but we had not.
Okay.
I
so
went to that episode, and we had skipped that segment.
Which one was that though?
It's the next one up.
But
Are you on the right side of the bracket, right?
yeah, hot bartender versus old cranky DJ.
Yeah. And everyone thought we'd done that one. We had not.
I'm
That's what you got today.
All right,
No, that's not the one I'm talking about. I'm talking about something else.
Well, let's try to see if we can knock in two over here because we need to this week.
Yes, we do.
Hot bartender versus old cranky DJ.
That's a tough one because both of those people are at the pinnacle of their game.
Now, what part of the shift is this fight going to
This
happen?
is always
on?
just a general matchup.
just a general matchup.
I always think, I think about it like this way, like max level characters, all perks.
Old cranky DJ. Old cranky DJ for the win.
I was gonna also this one I think a lot about because both are very, very strong. But the fact that the old cranky DJ has to deal with crazy strippers every day, Hot bartender only deals
we're
with
not
crazy
talking about strip
customers
club
sometimes.
DJs.
Somebody close the door. We have an animal trying to
Ow!
sneak in.
It's the cat, isn't it?
Yes, I see
Oh,
his
it's
tail.
freaking
No,
cat.
that might have been.
No, it was the cat.
I couldn't
It was
tell whose tail it
Monster.
was. They're both so fluffy.
Yeah.
We're not
it's true.
talking about strip club. We're just talking about old cranky DJs and hot bartenders.
Well, but that's the thing. There are no old cranky DJs that aren't in strip clubs.
I know old DJs.
Sus.
They're not cranky
I'm trying to think if they're cranky or not.
or good
trying
or
Well, you know, Kristen's
You
friend
what?
Brandon, he's old and he's a DJ and he
How old
can
is
be
he?
cranky. He's at least your age.
That
Probably older, to be
God,
honest.
that actually hurt.
okay. Let's qualify this. I'm talking about when you talk about old crank, old. I'm talking about 55 plus, old.
Yeah. Like if they had
Like,
no-
remember you met my friend Randy at work? Cowboy hat, babe. Remember?
Yeah, I remember meeting
old
Randy
cranky
at work.
DJ.
Okay,
Get out,
we
cat.
have a ghost. It's not the cat, dude.
That's why I yell at the cat, anyways. Yeah, that door. I'm gonna put like a little hook on the top so we can just lock it
Okay,
up.
yeah.
All right.
That's
It's
an idea.
off alignment, and I don't have time to get anybody to help me buy a new door and realign it and knock out the pins and all that BS.
Well, that's an old cranky DJ response.
It is.
Thank you,
Let's
Beard.
see. I'm gonna go with. Now that I know the age range we're talking about, I gotta go with the hot bartender.
Hot bartender.
Yeah,
All right.
they have youth on their side.
Generally, yeah. Hot bartender is usually like 20 to 35 or something like that. Beard?
Beard.
Just give up on the door, by the way.
Gonna
Or at least actually close it.
do bartender.
You're gonna do bar. So we're at a
Oh,
tie.
we got a tie. We're going to have to go to the phone. We have to go to the phone for the tiebreaker.
Or we could open the door and ask.
Or we can ask Millie or Brady.
Yeah. Open the door and ask.
The door I just successfully
Yeah.
shut.
Yeah, that's the way it
Door.
usually.
Yell at Millie and
Did
come up here
not
real
it
quick.
just opened again? Brr!
She would know more about this one than Brady would.
So we are brought to you by Dominican.
We are
The
brought to you by
YouTube
Suffer the
channel.
Human Condition and Real Unicorn Productions and WTF Bro. Check them all out online. You cannot miss them.
So, Millie, tiebreaker, fight to the death. Hot bartender, old cranky DJ.
Now, when they say old, they mean like 55
We mean 55
plus.
plus, very experienced, and hot bartenders between 20 and 35.
All right, hot bartender wins it.
Yes.
All right.
Thank you.
Well, now that we're right there, let's move it on to the next one. We have bouncer versus prep cook. Prep cook.
Ooh.
I don't know, man. Bouncers take a lot of crap, dude.
Yeah, but cooks are cooks.
I do agree with that.
I'm just saying.
I'm leaning towards bouncer.
Bouncer.
I'm leaning that way as well.
Bouncer.
Only because like I think a line cook would take a bouncer, but a prep cook, they're kind of the soft line cook.
Oh yeah,
Because they come in the morning, there's no one there to bother them.
They're still a little green.
Yeah,
they have all the time in the world.
Yeah, so generally your prep cooks there like 4 or 5 a.m. prepping everything, getting everything ready for the day, making the mise en place and all that.
It's like we
And
worked
then when the first lunch rush hits, they might work that lunch rush, but then they're out. For
It's
the
like
rest of the day.
it's like when we worked at the Blue Hedgehog Burger Drive-In. We
Oh,
had that
yeah.
one lady who made onion rings from scratch,
Yeah,
which she did a great job.
she
But
came
come
in every day
lunchtime,
and made onion rings, and she's
gone.
out. Yep.
She
You
was
can't
there
count on
like
her for
6
nothing.
a.m. If you ran out of onion rings, you had to
Too
make them
bad.
yourself
Yep.
after that.
Yeah, I do remember that our onion rings were probably the only good thing we made, and it's because they were made
Because
from
they were
scratch.
hand battered.
They actually were. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Fair enough.
Hey,
yeah,
we
so
said
I'm
something good
going
about
bouncer.
Blue Hedgehog.
I'm going bouncer.
Bouncer. Well, I'm already vetoed on this, but go ahead, Beard.
What's the options?
I don't know. My phone went off.
Bouncer versus prep cook.
Bouncer.
All right, so we got bouncer.
You going bouncer, Manna?
Yeah,
She
I
already
said
did.
that first.
She
You
already
said
did.
you were leaning. You didn't say you were
Oh,
picking.
well, okay. That's fair.
Do we have something we can write this on? Well, I guess
I've got
we'll
it.
do real quick.
I've been
You got
putting it on
All
the-
right,
yeah.
cool. Yeah, input
Oh,
it.
whoops.
All right, okay. Well, that's it for Fight to the Death. I would like to bitch once more about the kid in Black Adam.
We got some time, right?
That was some of the worst casting I've seen since the last Airbender movie.
I
haven't seen that.
No.
Don't worry about it.
Manna
But you
keeps
know what
telling
I'm
me not
talking
to.
about.
The
There's
Shyamalan
no
one?
way.
Yeah.
Yes, the Shyamalan.
But it was just so so miscast. It's
Yeah,
like,
he wasn't great.
No,
but
he was-
there's nothing worse than
Now,
the
was it more
casting.
miscast than the live action Dragon Ball Z movie?
well, now we're going racial.
Well, that's why. That's part of why Avatar was so bad.
Yeah, you're right. Avatar was racially miscast. But,
Really? Why was
yeah.
Aang black or something?
No.
No.
He was called Ong for some
Yeah.
reason.
Oh my gosh. Every time they called him Ong,
Ong.
you could do like
That
a
was Aang.
drinking game
It is
watching
Aang.
that movie and you'd die. Because every time they mispronounce his name, take a drink and you'd be dead by the end of the movie because they call him Ong the whole time for some reason.
Now,
Like, did they even?
Shamalama.
now the girl, I can't think of her name right now.
What
'cause I'm
changed his name
watching-
to
Katara?
Ong? What did we?
It's totally miscast, and she was a producer's daughter.
I was gonna say one of them was related to somebody, and
yeah,
that's how
she
they got
was the
caught,
producer's
cast.
daughter. She was horribly miscast. Which I mean,
Terrible.
And they let Shyamalan do the movie because he was such a fan, and then he butchered it.
yeah, it was horrible.
It was so bad. Oh man.
It was worse. It was worse than the Shane Black The Predator movie.
I
Where
didn't
they
think that
used-
was that bad, but I
where
didn't
they
think it
used
was great
autism
either.
as a weapon and everything.
Yeah.
It's
I
like,
don't
man, way to
recall
miss the
that.
point, like Michael Bay, on Pearl Harbor.
Yeah, you know what? That Shane Black Predator movie gave me big Michael Bay vibes, actually, now that I think about it. There were some cool parts, but I mean,
It was
it was one of those, like,
market.
to me, it was one of those where it's like, you know what? I'm going to go see it because it's Predator. I don't care if the story's trash. I just want to see a monster stab people, and I got what I asked for.
You did get that. I mean, it was better than
And so I'm okay.
it was better than the Versus.
So it's hard for me
movies.
to rate movies because they'd be like, okay, what'd you think of The Predator? A+. And they're like, really? It was a good movie? No, I got to see a monster stab people. That's what I came for. A+.
So
Let's talk about some real news.
do I already have it on topic?
My boy Zack Snyder
Uh-huh.
tweeted out at Henry Cavill and was like, looking forward to working with you soon. Now, here's why that's important. Because they already announced that Cavill has signed on for 3 movies. Batfleck has signed on for 3 movies.
Yeah.
They've all signed on. Here's my speculation. They've signed on for Justice League 2, which the studio's half announcing. And they signed on for that Wonder Woman Trinity, right? But here's the thing. Cavill's Superman sequel is supposed to be, his villain is going to be Brainiac.
Oh God, yes. It's about time.
But get
It's
this.
Cavill.
It is
Cavill.
Cavill. It
Look
is
that
Cavill.
up. Look
You're
how's
as
it
bad as him
pronounced.
saying Ong.
Let's find out. Look up the Cavill pronunciation.
It's Cavill.
So basically, Snyder's original plans was to make Man of Steel and then Man of Tomorrow. And Man of Tomorrow was going to be Superman versus Brainiac.
They
If they bring Snyder back for the Man of Steel sequel, I will just Daniel Bryan. Yes.
but then now you can introduce Supergirl if you're having Brainiac.
They're still going to.
Oh yeah,
They
Henry
reshot.
Cavill.
Henry Cavill.
It is Cavill. Why do I think it was Cavill?
Beard. All right.
I've
He's
heard it.
British, man.
It's because I think the Brits call him Cavill. Maybe.
Henry Cavill.
Yeah,
All
yeah.
right.
They're also very sexist about their cigarettes.
Well, bundles of sticks.
Henry Cavill.
I'm
Henry
excited.
Cavill.
DC's looking very promising right now. And
It is, and my favorite part is that The Rock did all of this. We have to give him all the credit because he fought the studio and was like, no, we need to get Cavill back. It took me a second. We need to get Cavill back. I insist. He has to be in this. And he's the one that pushed and pushed and pushed and pushed. And guess what? He didn't even have permission.
And
They shot it without permission and
2
then
weeks
showed it to
before
them.
the premiere week.
2 weeks before it came out.
Yeah, that was a 2-week-old
Yeah.
shot.
Cavill actually shot that in Britain on set for another movie.
I was slightly disappointed they used the John Williams theme,
Same.
but I'll
But-
take it. If
Yeah,
I get it back,
know.
I can meet in the middle.
Yeah.
It's
Although
fine.
it was sad to me. I really wanted to hear his Superman theme, but I get what they were doing there.
Yeah, but if this is where we have to meet in the middle to get everything
Yeah,
back
yeah.
together,
Then I'm fine with that.
I'm
Yeah.
fine with that.
Yeah.
I am excited though that it looks like we're finally going to get the Batfleck Deathstroke movie.
Yes.
God, yes.
Yes.
Just don't sit around me in the theater on that one. I'm just gonna have a blanket over me.
Listen, if they do it, I really hope they use Ben Affleck's script because people that have read Ben Affleck's script have said it's like Batman mashes with James Bond and it's fantastic.
Oh,
And Ben Affleck wrote some good scripts. Didn't he do Argo? He's
yeah.
done some amazing stuff, man. Like I trust this guy to write a Batman script. I think he understands
Argo was
character.
historically accurate as Braveheart, but it was still a good movie.
Yeah. Don't get mad
Don't
started on that.
Get me started on Braveheart.
I was
We'll
fuming
be
watching
here
it
for
next to
another
her.
30 minutes.
Oh God. All right, that's it over here for Monday at Pull Out and Run Radio. We'll see you tomorrow with some more Fight to the Death for Tasty Tuesday. You can find us on Mana.
Available on Spotify, YouTube, Facebook, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, TuneIn with Alexa, Google Podcasts, Pocket Cast, Player FM, Podcast Index, Deezer, Stitcher, Podcast Addict, Podchaser, and Listen Notes, and
Rumble!
Oh, by the way, shout out to Rumble. I bought Rumble stock the second it went public, and I have made a 300% profit. Thanks.
That sounds like sponsors. Anyway.
No, I'm not sponsoring it. I'm not giving anyone financial advice. I'm just saying I'm a genius.
All right, Kanye. See you tomorrow.